Hello everyone, and welcome to my General Hospital official channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Spoilers for General Hospital. Dex and Josslyn's secret spills. Why must Trina keep the truth from Spencer? According to General Hospital, Dex Heller and Josslyn Jack's great secret will eventually come to light. Fans are aware that there is much more to the narrative about Dex's employment with Sonny Corinthos and the motivations behind it. Dex was hired by Michael Corinthos to assist him in taking down Sonny, but he ultimately abandoned the scheme. Dex gets a new contract with Michael that keeps him working for Sonny while reporting to Michael and receiving guidance on how to assist the mob boss. Given that Dex initially set out on a mission to do harm before switching to one that would be beneficial, the situation is complicated. But if Sonny knew about any of this, he wouldn't like it and might not even accept Dex's change of heart. In other words, Dex's life is still very much at stake in this situation. If Sonny ever learns of Dex's trick, he might take vengeance and ensure that Dex vanishes forever. Naturally, the plot wouldn't be very compelling if there weren't some perilous surprises along the way. It makes sense that Trina would end up with Dex's secret, since it must eventually come out. If Trina obtains enough information, it would be simple for her to overhear something she shouldn't, or perhaps coerce Josslyn into confessing. Trina might eventually learn the full truth about Dex, which might force her to make a difficult choice. Trina might understand how crucial it is to keep this secret from Spencer Cassadine, given that it is obvious that he cannot control his rage when it comes to Dex. Trina ordinarily wouldn't be in favor of lying, especially because keeping secrets has led to so many issues in her own family. However, since Dex's life will be in jeopardy, Trina might compromise her moral principles on his sake. Trina is aware of how impetuous Spencer can be when it comes to Dex, not to mention the possibility that he could feel compelled to inform Uncle Sonny. With all of that in mind, Trina may decide to promise Dex and Josslyn that she won't reveal what they're hiding. Stay with us to find out if more negative news is developing, since it might make Trina and Spencer's problems worse. General Hospital warns that if Trina learns Dex and Josslyn's secret, Spencer might be left in the dark. Is this really the real reason GH keeps ignoring Trina Robinson? Fans of General Hospital are irate. The causes range from the soap putting unpopular couples together to the overstuffed cast not giving favorite characters enough screen time. One significant group of fans is criticizing GH, though for a different reason. They believe that the soap opera unfairly treats its black characters, particularly Trina Robinson. We were made to fall for Trina Robinson by Sidney Michaela. When Trina Robinson initially came in the Port Charles scene in 2017, we knew nothing about her other than the fact that she was an Asian character played by Tiana Leigh, who appeared in a few episodes as Josslyn's best friend. Trina changed from an Asian teen to a black teen in 2019, when Sidney Michaela assumed the role, and we started to discover more about her, though not much. We were aware of her tenacity, determination, and love of the arts, which led Ava Jerome, Maura West, to accept her application for an internship at her gallery. Within a year, Trina had established herself as a key figure in the GH adolescent scene, although she remained mostly Josslyn Jack's devoted sidekick. Fans were overjoyed when Trina was finally given a backstory and a connection to a long-running character who had recently made a comeback, because it appeared that she would soon take center stage. After meeting her mother, Dr. Portia Robinson, Brooke Kerr, we found out that Marcus Taggart, a character who had appeared on and off of the soap opera since 1996, was her father. Trina, though, never really became a hot topic. Trina actually became the odd girl out as Josslyn received romantic interests while she had none. Trina thought she would always be the odd girl out until she met a mystery young man in the park who introduced himself as Victor. Spencer Cassadine, Nicholas Alexander Chavez, who had just recently returned to PC from boarding school, turned out to be that young guy. Trina warmed to him right away, and he warned to her. Trina was upset that her new buddy was hiding his true identity, but their friendship quickly developed. Even their first kiss appeared to be on the horizon, until Esme Prince, Avery Kristen Pohl, a new character, found itself in a difficult situation, and I cannot or will not escape from it. Esme, Spencer's former roommate from his boarding school in Europe, took exception to the fact that her boyfriend was now smitten with this young lady in Port Charles. When the show went too far and had Esme drug Trina without giving the optics of a white girl drugging a young black woman at a party during a drinking game any consideration, we could no longer accept Esme as the young vixen. Instead, she spent all of her time being condescending to Trina. To make matters worse, her white best friend was too preoccupied with herself to realize that the girl she referred to as her BFF was actually acting strangely. Ignore the fact that GH also transformed Esme into a predator who secretly recorded Cameron and Josslyn having their first sexual encounter before posting it online and accusing the drugged black girl of the crime. The bond between Spencer and Trina had to be gradually reconstructed with a new actress, since by the time Trina was detained and put on trial, Michaela had quit the part, and Tabyana Ali had assumed it. After the Ice Princess caper, in which Sprina was prominent, it appeared as though we were finally headed to a full-fledged relationship in April. However, it has been well over a year of rebuilding, then Esme. Before she has ever made restitution for any of her sins, the soap opera determined that she could be saved by giving her amnesia, having a baby, and then putting her back into the middle of a triangle. GAE fans think race is the root of Trina Robinson's problem. Numerous fans have brought up one glaring issue throughout it all, and that issue is race. Josslyn talks for Trina and defends her against Esme as though Trina has a voice and independent agency, and Trina frequently appears to be in her shadow. Esme's victim Trina has also been employed as a plot device in an ineffective attempt at redemption, or, more accurately, character resetting. Trina was the one who made sure Esme wasn't put on trial under the pretense that she didn't want a jury to declare her innocent because of her amnesia. Fans couldn't believe Trina would be used in this way, given that she was Esme's victim, and nearly received a hefty prison sentence as a result. Twitter user Tinted Lavender wrote in an open letter about the treatment of Trina and Sprina that all of Trina's sacrifices and understanding have been used against her relationship, including Trina's request for the charges against Esme, a girl who drugged her and potentially killed her, to be dropped. Trina didn't want Esme to be found not guilty because of her amnesia. This prompted Spencer's ex to offer to move in with him and his grandma because she is his brother's mother, continued at Tinted Lavender. All along, Spencer was meant to be fighting for custody of his brother. But the plot of the show changed, and Trina now advises him to attempt to get along with the felon in order to convince her that he belongs in his brother's life. Another obvious contrast between the Sprina's interracial romance and its white equivalent is the glacial speed at which it has developed. Since they've been dating for 6 months, Josslyn and Dex have uttered "I love you" in record speed for a soap opera couple. Fans are not just growing impatient, but also speaking out the problem they see and vowing to take action because Spencer and Trina haven't experienced any of it after 2 years. James Lott Jr., a podcaster and soap critic who is Black and a fan of the genre, shared his perspective on this in a recent YouTube video and criticized the lack of a love scene in Sprina. "Watch a young, Black woman engage in sexual activity," he remarked. "It is being done on days of our lives. It's being done on the young and the restless. Let's display it in this program. Let's demonstrate how much a young Black woman loves her partner. Can GH correct the issue it caused?" A movement to persuade TPTB and ABC to pay attention to fans' fury and anxieties has now taken off on Twitter. Twitter user @EbonyLun told SoapHub, "We want the showrunners and the network to know that we're here, we're watching, and we matter. Our favorite characters are important. Diversity is crucial. It's important to us all when we see diverse people in different stories. She gave a justification for Trina's grace, but she also noted that GH had gone that grace much too far with Trina's new strategy for handling the ESM situation. We believe that harboring grudges is somehow unhealthy for the soul, which it can be, and forgiving is highly important in Black culture, she continued. However, GH goes too far with that sentiment, which diminishes the character and all of the very genuine betrayals she has experienced over the past 2 years. These authors clearly convey that Black characters must accept whatever is thrown at them because they can't by expecting Trina character to not only forgive, but also Esme will be read for filth by Josslyn, who is once again speaking for a character the writer should let speak for herself. Fans consider this to be standard given how Josslyn is portrayed on screen in comparison to Trina. Trina is not being given real agency over herself and what is being done to her, Adebonilon wrote, by Trina shouldering the crimes of Esme, being lied to and manipulated by her, white best friend Joss. Joss basically left Trina open to potentially being hurt or even killed on 2 different occasions, both because of men, but Trina isn't allowed to know about or acknowledge these transgressions because young white women aren't allowed to be put in a position to feel uncomfortable. But it's fine for Trina to live her entire life feeling that way, the author writes. Esme is putting Trina Robinson's relationship in second place. Recently, Esme, who poisoned Trina and attempted to imprison her for years, received bonding sequences with Spencer, while Trina received scenes with her mother following an altercation. This was the turning point for many fans. Trina wanted to spend quality time with her partner, but instead her ex got 9 minutes of undisturbed chatting and remembering their previous relationship. She received a reminder that he still loved her, At Tinted Lavender said. We've known for a year that he does, but Trina has never been told this. Lott Jr. thinks that Sprina has also been treated unfairly and wants things to change. I understand that in soap operas, tension is necessary since a happy relationship is dull. He added, but I am simply talking about the marriage itself and Trina's character especially, and to me, they have not been developed enough. He also noted that the couple has been treated unfairly to some extent. James Lott Jr. stated, I just want to see the same opportunities afforded that couple as the others, in reference to how other soap operas handle their interracial couples more justly. At Tinted Lavender agreed with those ideas. It's not enough that a Black character is being featured in a relationship, she argued in her letter. We must observe the development of this relationship. We must witness this figure get the same amount of love as her white peers. I'm calling for the pair to receive equal care. I'm not asking for Spencer and Trina to get special treatment. Danielle Brown, a reader of Soap Hub, made a similar statement in a letter to this website. She wrote, there is no explanation on a soap why 2 young, in love 20-year-olds haven't said, I love you, or had a love scene when everyone around them, including her parents, has. Being able to see yourself on film falling in love is lovely and ought to be accessible to all people, regardless of ethnicity. Fans of Sprina deserve better than to see their favorite couple supporting other couples in order to increase their own popularity. Sprina gained popularity without anyone's help. Nicholas and Sydney and Tabiana just clicked. I just want to see myself accurately represented on television, especially after investing 2 years in this story as a viewer of color.